Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Picanha, the queen of steaks. I'm so excited. This is the first time I'm grilling picanha, and I will be using the reverse sear method. I'll be putting it on the Traeger to get some smoke into the steak, and then firing up the Kamado Joe to get the final sear. I have 2 rubs I'll be putting on for seasoning, and I'll be tasting 2 dark beers. I also have a special guest coming over to enjoy the steak. So, welcome to... This is a choice picanha that I picked up at the grocery store, and I noticed that it had some silver skin on it and some unwanted fat, so I started trimming that off. Picanha is the top sirloin cap. It's located in the rump section of the cow, and it's usually cut into roast here in the United States and other different cuts, but in Brazil it is very popular. When you cut picanha for steaks, you're going to want to cut it with the grain. And so here I'm showing which way the grain direction is going, and you're going to want to cut those steaks roughly about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. That should give you a very nice steak when cooked, and when you cook it, you're going to want to cut it or slice it against the grain, as I'm showing here, and that will give you a nice steak. So let's get to seasoning it. I used 2 seasonings or rubs for the steak. One was a Weber Steak and Chop, and then the other one was a rock salt that I had bought at a grocery store that had a large international food section. And it translates from Portuguese into English as salt, large with garlic for barbecue. So I'm learning some Portuguese. You're going to want to season both sides of the steaks, and I noticed with the rock salt that it fell off, so you're going to definitely want to press it pretty firmly into the steak. And you're going to want to use this salt pretty sparingly since it's such a large granular. And it also has the garlic with it that will enhance the flavor, and this is how the Brazilians do it. Down in Brazil, it's pretty traditional salt and with some garlic. So once I got both sides seasoned, it was time to get it on the smoker. All right, now that I got the steaks off the Traeger, I let them rest for a few minutes, and now I'm getting ready to sear them on the Kamado Joe Classic 3. I really like this grill for the fact of it has the 3-tiered rack system, and it allows you to cook direct and indirect as well. So I have the coal set up on the left side. I have the cast iron grate or grill rack on the left side, and I'm putting those steaks down and getting the sear. So I'm doing the reverse sear portion of it right now, and then I'll put them up on the upper rack and cook indirect to get them to their final temperature. Check out the sear on these steaks. Look at that color, and they have a great crust on them as well. Now I'm going to finish them up by putting them up on the top rack, closing the lid, and getting the temp. So let me get these finished so we can get them sliced up. everybody, we're here and I have a special guest. His name is Noah Briggs. He's a Senior Master Sergeant Select in the United States Air Force. He is a crew chief by trade. He's worked on KC-135s, the KC-46, and currently he's up at the program office at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. He has traveled the world. He's been on 2 Mid-East deployments, over 20 TDYs, and you're an overachiever. You're also a volunteer policeman. Is that correct?
I did it for 6 years back in Kansas.
Yeah. So he is here. We've got the picanha cooked. It came out great. It smells great. Got 2 different types of seasoning on it. Excuse me. We're gonna taste these 2 beers as we eat this, and it feels like I got a frog in my throat right now, but I don't. I'm going to taste one right now because I got a little something choking down in there.
That's perfect timing.
But first, I did 2 different types of seasoning. I did the salt here, which is from Brazil. It's like a rock salt. It has garlic in it, and you smelled it. It smells.
It smells amazing.
It smells amazing.
It's the stuff.
And then I did an old classic. It's a Weber, called Steak and Chop. And this one is the Weber with the Steak and Chop, and then this one is the has the rock salt seasoning on it. So, man, let's get after it.
All right. So which one's the garlic again?
This one would be the garlic.
The garlic? Okay.
Yep. So grab one.
I'm a garlic person, so I think I want to start there.
All right.
Oh, look at that juice coming off of it, too.
All right. So cheers, my friend. We're going to taste this and see how it comes out.
All right.
That fat melts in your mouth, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I've never had picanha before. They call it the Queen of Steaks, and it is pretty darn good. I'm really pleased on how this came out. I was kind of nervous, especially with Noah coming over and eating it with us. But I tell you what, I'm really surprised, and I'm really surprised on how it turned out, and I appreciate you coming.
Oh, of course.
So what did you think of that?
Well, the garlic flavor is there, tender, and that's what, and I seen a video talking about the Queen of Steaks, and I would have to agree that the way you did that's smooth. This is it. It is good.
All right.
It is really good.
So I'm not the best griller in the world, but I'm really pleased on how this turned out. So now let's go ahead and try the one with the Weber.
Okay.
So go ahead and grab you get that big old piece right there.
There we go.
Oh, wow. This one's a little bit more tender than that one. This one,
it is.
This one might have got. Now, what they say about picanha is the end pieces, when you get towards the middle or the center section of that top sirloin or the picanha, those pieces are really the better pieces out of the whole picanha.
Really?
And this piece, I think, was actually a little bit more towards the center of it. But boy, what do you think of that?
That one has a more traditional flavor taste to me. So I don't know if it's because maybe of the Weber.
Right.
But if I had to pick between the 2, I'm still going to go with the garlic.
You're going to go with that one?
I love the garlic. The garlic's on point.
I kind of like this one. The reason why this one I like a little bit better because it's a little bit more tender than this one. I try to keep the temperature right into the 135, 140-ish. Some folks in the family don't like the red or the pink, but these are really good. I'm really surprised on how well they came out.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, I'm going to eat another piece of this one. If you want to grab another piece of that one,
I will not deny it.
And some people don't like fat. You can always cut the fat off of it. I enjoy it.
Now I heard it said that the fat is a key thing if you eat in Brazil.
Yeah, that's right.
You want to eat the fat, is what they're saying.
Fat. So it does have a really good smoke flavor to it too. Putting it on the Traeger and smoking it. for a little while and giving it a smoke ring. It actually has a little bit of a smoke ring when you cut it into it, and you can see the smoke ring on it. So, all right. Now that we've had a couple bites of that, I tell you what, let's snag. I'm going to eat this one, you eat that one.
And we'll go, yep.
And then we're going to taste the beers.
Hey, I like it.
So, oh wow. Oh.
I mean, it's tough because they both are great. Mm-hmm. Both are tender, but they're flavoring.
Yeah, you can get that garlic flavor out of that salt too.
Oh yeah,
it is really good,
man.
So, wow, I am so pleased with that. Are you ever going to cook picanha now?
Oh, I'm pretty sure the wife, she's going to want me to go out and grab it now. And I took pictures of it, before we started, so I know now it is going to be a to-do list for sure.
All right, so now we're on to this beer right here. And we were looking up the pronunciation. I can't even say it. Pronunciation.
Yeah.
I did have a little bit of some before filming this section of it. So I think it's called Zingu or
Zingu or
Zinju. Or,
we appreciate it. That's what we appreciate Brazil making this.
So this is a Brazilian. It's a dark beer. It's a dark lager. And we're going to give it a shot. And it says smooth as silk right here on the label. So, give it a shot. Tell me what you think. It looks like, and it smells like it. It's got that coffee kind of hint to it because they have roasted all the malt and barley in it.
Wow, to be so dark and almost as
it's
light.
Not that. It's exactly what I was going to say. That this is not that heavy. I thought, looking at that and how dark that is, that this would have been a very heavy, almost kind of like a
Guinness or something real thick when it hit.
Yeah, but this is not. I'm really surprised by that.
Deceptive. It's very deceptive, honestly. Wow.
It does have hints of coffee in it. I mean, you can kind of, but it's not that heavy. It almost, if you threw some ice in it, it'd almost be kind of like an iced coffee.
It would.
I mean, not bad. Not a bad flavor. I'm really surprised by it. It's not really bitter. It has a smooth, it is smooth, like they said, smooth as silk. It's the first time I've ever had it. It's the first time.
That's first time, I haven't had it.
And I am pleasantly surprised by that. So, goodness here on that. I could have this. And I usually, when I'm grilling in the spring and the summer, I don't really drink dark beer or darker beers. I usually stay with the lighter beers. But in the fall, like at the start of the fall and stuff like that, I could drink this, like out there around a fire or anything like that.
It's perfect.
This would probably be good with a cigar too, would you think?
Oh, 100% good with a cigar. That's something I enjoy doing. And I'll tell you, the way it washed down with the steak, that steak flavor in that, it mixed really well. Really, really well.
So, I drank out of this one. This is yours right here. So this is, what this is everybody probably knows this and has had this. This is Modelo's Negra. And I drink the Modelo Especial. But I wanted to pair it with another dark beer. So this was, it's a Mexican dark beer. And we're going to take a couple sips of this and tell me what you think. Now, you can definitely tell that this one is way lighter.
Yeah, I mean, just looking
way lighter. Yeah, you're right. Look at that. I mean,
this
is more like an amber almost compared to this one's almost. That's dark.
You can't see through that. I can see through this.
Yeah. So let's give it a shot.
All right.
That almost has like a fruity tail end on it.
Yep.
Compared to
has a lot more bite. You can feel it. This is as smooth as they say.
Yeah.
They're advertising correct. But this, you can feel the hit on the tongue, and it's a good beer though. I mean.
I'm enjoying it. Yeah, it's very good.
I just got what you said, the fruity taste.
Yeah,
the fruity taste.
It almost had like a cherry flavor at the end. I don't know if that's because we've switched up with the other beers or ate the steaks and stuff like that. But man, picanha, I will do it again. Some different ways next time too. Probably just straight up reverse sear on the grill, not putting on the smoker, or even using some different rubs on it. But it's definitely and the good thing is it's a little bit cheaper cut of steak, and you can get a lot out of it. We got like six steaks, almost 6 steaks out of it, and so I think we're going to go sit down with the family, enjoy the rest of the steak, and have a beer. So appreciate everybody watching. Noah, appreciate your service, my friend.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you've done for this country and everything else. And that's it, everybody. Have a good one. We'll see you later.